Good afternoon again, everyone. Welcome to PBTV. I'm Stu, and it's finally here. I've been waiting for this for God knows how long, but very happy that it's here. Very impressed with it, but what is it and what can it do? So we'll cover all the features as normal shortly, but this is the G&G PC45. You may have seen various different similar platforms over the last few years with 9mm and everything becoming very, very, very popular. Well, this is the 9mm's big brother, the 45 ACP. So like the UMG and other 45 ACP style platforms, it has a very cool looking mag with the little plastic rounds in there to make it look awesome. Other mags are available, so the high caps are available if that's more your style, if you want something like that. So currently we do have the high caps in. We currently don't have any spare mid caps yet, but hopefully they will be soon. I have tricked it up just to make it look really, really cool because it is a cool platform and I wanted to show it off as much as possible. So we'll start at the front and work our way backwards, covering as much as possible. But as always, if there's anything that you want us to cover in a bit more detail, just throw a question up and we'll come back to it as quick as possible. So as with most platforms nowadays, we have a 14mm counterclockwise thread on the front end. I've thrown a express on here just to show it off a little bit. It does come with a thread protector. There's no flash hider on this out of the box. It's just a thread protector, little easy to turn knurled bit on the front to stop you. If you knock the threads or anything like that, it can cause damage, so it just keeps them safe. Because most people, when you get hold of this, you're going to want to put a tracer unit, you want to put a suppressor on it, you're going to want to put your own sort of take on the front end. So rather than waste money on a flash hider, they've just put the protector on there. Coming back, obviously I've put the new D-bell. If you joined our live stream yesterday, you'll have seen what that thing's capable of. Again, it's really, really cool, just showing it on a platform, but it does not come with a flip-up iron sight as standard, and the rear one as well. They are indented, so there's no buttons or anything to press. It's literally push, lock in place, and the same down. The front one is the same. The rail itself, M-LOK, nice and sleek. We've got M-LOK on the left, right and bottom. On the other side here we have an M-LOK QD sling point, so that could be moved to the other side, making it a little bit more ambidextrous for carrying rather than just the controls. I will come to the big lever under here in a minute because it means taking some bits off, but we'll come back to that shortly. You have a little butterfly lever here, and the same on the other side. Opens up the mock bolt cover so you can access your hop unit. Very cool, almost indented rotary hop in there, so as you're moving it, it clicks into little spots and is very, very, very secure. So once that thing's set, it is not moving at all. You'll see a little lever just down here. There's a matching one on the other side, but if I press that down, if I can find it, closes your bolt cover and brings the butterfly arms back forward again. The receiver's really, really cool as well. They've kind of kept the aesthetic of the M-LOK running through it. So the M-LOK comes down the rail, and they've kept a similar vibe in the receiver as well, just matching it together, giving a really cool look to the receiver. It does have what looks like a really wide, flared magwell. That's not really flared, but we've got a question on YouTube. Are the mags compatible with the UMP mags? So the UMG, or G&G's UMG 45, is a similar caliber and platform, but unfortunately the mags do not fit from testing. The mags for this one are slightly thinner, so trying to get them in, they don't fit. So if you are wanting one of these, it's looking like proprietary mags at the moment. So coming back to the magwell, it is slightly flared at the front, but this bit at the back is purely there to protect the mag release. So your mag release is just under here. Clicking it forward releases the mag. What you will notice with the mags is, like with a lot of other G&G mags, you have this extended follower. If I get it away from my black hoodie, you can see it there. So it comes out and droops, but normally make sure that is back in before, if you reinsert in a empty mag, do not reinsert it with that coming out because you're going to snap it or anything like that. But all that is to do is, when you normally take an AEG mag out, you lose a couple of BBs falling out of the thing. So what this is designed to do is to make sure that every BB in this mag goes into the hop unit and you're not wasting any ammo and you're getting every shot out possible. Clicks in nice and easy. It is a really positive fit, very intuitive and really easy to change. Fire selector, so we've got safe, semi, and full auto. Flicking it round into safe, what you will notice, the right-hand side again, for people that have seen it many, many times nowadays, it does have a little indent and a cutout into it. That is for when it is in a right-handed bias situation, so that your finger isn't catching it, because obviously if you're coming around and you're pulling the trigger, you can knock your fire selector, and no one wants that mid-firefight. A very cool, nice flat blade trigger, becoming very, very common and very, very popular on most platforms now. Makes it really easy to get nice, fast trigger response and be quick and Johnny on the spot with it. You'll notice the 2 pinholes here on the other side. That is where your rear sling point is. So it's not QD, it is a big hook loop style thing, and obviously this will be swappable, so you can swap this from the left side onto the right side, meaning that you can sling this in many, many different fashions very, very easily. The stock, press button, rolls around, and there is a little hook just at the front here that this then clicks onto. As you can tell, because it is a UMG, there is actually no battery compartment here. This is just solid, so your battery is not in the back. This is a solid unit, makes it really, really nice construction and very, very easy to use. So if I take the flash hider and the suppressor off, I'll show you what the lever underneath the rail is for, because I think this is a very, very cool little feature that they've added. Once I get that off. So normally what you get with front wired systems is you can struggle with battery compartments, battery space and everything like that. But under here, simply drop that down and your front end slides off. So what is a really cool feature here is it's going to be very difficult to see on camera, but they have actually given you a battery tray. So rather than trying to guess whether or not your battery is going to fit when you slide everything on, if it fits into the profile of this tray, that is your battery size. So very easily a 1450, a big chunky stick battery is going to fit very neatly in there. Probably some nunchuck batteries are going to fit in there. It is a massive battery space for a front wired platform. Really, really cool and really impressive. What they've done as well is it actually acts almost like a spring style system as well. So when we get the rail and click it back on, it is chamfered at the front. So when you slide this on, the battery compartment is acting like a little bit of a brace. So even without the lever up, it is holding it in place. Once the lever's up, it then can't move at all. Very intuitive, very quick. That can be done mid-game if necessary, in a rapid situation if necessary. And I think it is a very, very neat and clever way to solve that front wiring problem, because not only that, the wiring is underneath in its own little trunking out the way, and the battery connector is locked and held in place. Quickly on the top as well, obviously the 20mm rail on the receiver and the rail, there is almost a blank spot here, because what they've done is they've keyholed the rail into the receiver. What that means is you are missing sort of one rail section, so you're just going to have to be very, very careful with where you're wanting to place your optics and everything. So normally I quite like to put the optics bridging the rail gap just to make it a bit more secure, but it's just going to have to be something you work around with this. But as always, if there's any other questions with this, by all means drop them down below. I'll do a very, very quick overview of what we've covered, but I think this is an absolutely incredible platform, and I think it's going to disappear like hotcakes as soon as it's online. But as always with most AEGs, it is a 14mm counterclockwise thread on the front, allowing you to hit them, throw on them suppressors, tracers, flash hiders, anything like that. M-lock front handguard becoming probably the most popular style of handguard over Riz and key mod at the moment. Just meaning it's lightweight, you're only putting accessories and bits where you need them. It doesn't come with any M-lock rail sections in the box or anything, but grips, anything like that, you can buy M-lock bits or you can throw them on there very, very easily. Cobra 561 on YouTube, FPS out the box. So testing this just before going live, I was running an 8.4 NIM, and this was doing 341 FPS at about 16 rounds a second, which is amazing for the trigger response you're getting out of it as well. It's really, really cool. Very, very impressed with such a small SMG style platform, being able to pump out such numbers. Very, very impressed. But yes, M-lock on left, right and bottom for all your accessories, whether or not you want to stick a rail section on here or a M-lock specific accessory, just go for it. It's going to accept anything. But it does come with a M-lock QD sling mount mounted on the left hand side here, meaning that you can move that to the other side or forward or anywhere that you needed it. Coming to the receiver, so they've kept that M-lock sort of style vibe coming down. Can it take 11.1? Only just tested it so far, but as always, until we get confirmation from our workshop, we can't recommend 11.1 until they've inspected it properly, purely because of our power limits. We always state that we only recommend 7.4 or 9.6 NIM, purely because we don't want pre-engagement to be a problem, and we've not seen what's inside this yet, gearbox or electronics wise. So until I get confirmation from the workshop, we can only recommend 7.496. Some manufacturers will state 11.1 most of the time, because they come from a country that allows higher power limits. Therefore, pre-engagement isn't a problem, where when the piston is going forward, the spring power isn't pushing it forward fast enough. The gears come back round, it pre-engages with the piston and causes damage. So unfortunately, we can't recommend 11.1 until we get confirmation. So coming back down to the flared magwell, the 130 round mid caps. Oh no, sorry, these are 110 round mid caps. The high caps that are available are 520. So 110 mid cap with the final BB follower, just meaning you're getting every round out of the mag, which is always a good option. The butterfly style levers at the top are for your mock bolt release, meaning that you can get to very cool, very accessible rotary style hop unit. Massive window, even with gloves on you'll be able to adjust this, and it is indented, so once it's in position it's going to stay there. Release button at the bottom, so once you press that, the mock bolt will go forward. Fire selector, safe, semi and full auto as standard, and it does have the right-handed shooter cutout, and I do believe this will be swappable if you are left-handed. It is very much ambidextrous, because the mag release being behind the mag means it can be got to from either side, and the fire selector can be got to from either side as well. Another sling point on the left-hand side here, this can be swapped over as well. This is just a hook and loop for a single point or anything like that. Just go mad with that. You can throw it on anywhere. But you do have a few other hook and loop points and the M-lock one on the front, so you have massive, massive choices when it comes to sling points. The stock can fold over, mainly for packing away or anything like that. So with that, you can imagine that this is going to fit into a very, very small rifle bag or gun case, making it super transportable and just easy to get around with. So once the mag's in, and then you can deploy the stock, you're out there with a full ready-to-go platform. But yeah, absolutely love this thing. I think it's going to be super popular. I think this is going to be the sort of hot hit of the summer, as they say. I could quite easily see this probably taking over the ARP9. Paul Eastwood, is the trigger a ETU system? Yes, so it does have the G&G electronic trigger unit. You can feel the sort of micro switch button as you're pressing it. I just don't know if they've updated anything with this being their newest platform. I don't know if there's been any updates internally. So until we get word back from the workshop to see exactly what's going on inside it, we don't know. But if you check the website for the description, all the information will be on there about the ETU, FPS, rate of fire, and all these things, bells and whistles. It will be good to go. But if that is everything, this has been the PCC45. Absolutely love it. I hope you do too. If you can get your hands on one and have a play with it, you're definitely going to have some fun. G&G have been pumping out some absolute quality at the moment, and this does not disappoint. If you're wanting to step away and get something that looks a little bit meaner, a little bit more angry, this is where it's at. But before we leave, as always, guys, March Madness is still on. There's a few days left of it. So running into the weekend, into Monday, bank holiday Monday, it will end. So as always, if there's something in there, grab it before it disappears. And always, if you are looking at something but you're not sure if it's going to drop into March Madness, grab it. If for whatever reason it drops into March Madness, ring us up and we will refund you the difference. Absolutely no problem. But if that's everything, We will catch you again tomorrow with another product review and hopefully speak to you again, as always, in a bit. Bye.